It, it's a stark and strangely different place, but it looked friendly to me, and it proved to be friendly.
Welcome back to the Story of Liberty. This is your host, John Bona. Well, he was the first man to walk on the moon. Born in Ohio on August 5th, 1930, Neil Armstrong earned a Bachelor of Science in Aeronautical Engineering from Purdue University in Indiana. And then he went on to get a Master of Science in Aerospace at the University of Southern California. He was selected by NASA 1962, and Neil Armstrong flew in space as the command pilot of the Gemini 8 mission in March of 1966. But the flight had problems and was a near disaster, suffering the first critical in-space failure of a U.S. spacecraft after a thruster stuck and set the Gemini spacecraft spinning. Armstrong revealed his God-given talents, though, and he ultimately regained control by using the re-entry system thrusters, and he steadied the spacecraft and brought it to a safe end to his mission. A few years later, as spacecraft commander of Apollo 11, the first manned lunar landing mission, he gained the distinction of being the first man to land a craft on the moon and to be the first to actually step on its surface. He was the best, said Michael Collins, the Apollo 11 command module. Armstrong's first words upon becoming the first human being to step on another planetary body, July 20th, 1969, will never be forgotten. And he said, "That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind." Those words made history. Together with lunar module pilot Buzz Aldrin, Armstrong explored the Sea of Tranquility for over 2.5 hours, and they collected almost 50 pounds of lunar material, rocks, and they planted the U.S. flag. A plaque attached to their lunar lander, Eagle, read in part, "We came in peace for all mankind." Kind of underscored that Armstrong and Aldrin were representatives of all humans in that time. My friend Neil took a small step but a giant leap that changed the world and will forever be remembered as a landmark moment in human history, Aldrin said. Neil will most certainly be with us in spirit. Neil Armstrong is an American hero, but he always believed he was just doing his job. His family said in their statement, he served his nation proudly as a Navy fighter pilot, a test pilot, and astronaut. Also found success back home in his native Ohio in business, and he became a community leader in Cincinnati. He did much as a project pilot, pioneering high-performance aircraft. Neil Armstrong was decorated by 17 different nations, many special honors, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom. His family said, for those who may ask what they can do to honor Neil, we have a simple request. Honor his example of service, accomplishment, and modesty. And the next time you walk outside in a clear night and see the moon smiling down at you, think of Neil Armstrong and give him a wink.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Oh, that looks beautiful from here, Neil. It has a stark beauty all its own. It's like much of the high desert of the United States. It's different, but it's very pretty out here.
Every precious minute of their 2.5 hours on the surface was programmed. Rock and soil samples were to be collected, photographs taken, experiments set up to catch unfiltered particles from the sun, to record moonquakes, to measure precisely by laser beam reflection the exact distance between moon and Earth.
Columbia, this is Houston, ALS, over.
Houston, Columbia, on the high gate, over.
Roger, the EVA is progressing beautifully. They're setting up the flag now. I guess you're about the only person around that doesn't have TV coverage of the scene.